Hey learners, welcoming you back. And now we are going to understand about the qualification pack and have a complete understanding about this qualification pack. So let's start. I'm Sumit Giri from Regma Education Private Limited. And before we should understand qualification pack, why not to have a cup of tea together? So let's have a cup of tea together and we will have some imaginary situation. Like just presume that you for the first time are going into the kitchen and you have taken help from your mother or a sister or your wife, that you are interested in conducting or making a cup of tea for your family. So, first of all, it will be a mental shock to your family members because they'll not love to have that tea. But yes, since you have taken consultancy from your mother, so definitely she'll have some set of instructions, and those instructions will involve about the tools and equipments that are required to prepare that cup of tea. Resources, what all the resources you'll require to prepare a cup of tea. Then what will the complete process, that how you are going to actually undergo the process of preparing that tea. And last but not the least is the safety and the cleanliness, especially in the Indian mothers are very much particular about cleanliness of their kitchen, so they'll always warn us that before leaving, clean my kitchen. So this is a simple mother's instruction for you while you're going for preparing a tea. And let's bifurcate all these equipment slowly and slowly, and let's understand this story. So, talking about tools and equipment, what are the tools and equipments you'll require to prepare tea is mentioned on your screen. Excuse if I missed on something, but I am sure that I have covered most of them. So these are the tools and equipment that you'll require to prepare your tea. Now coming to the next section, you'll mother have already mentioned about the resources and the materials. So you'll require certain resources and materials, and certain ingredients are completely optional to you, so you can choose them or you cannot choose them. So now these are the resources and materials you will be requiring for making your cup of tea for your family. Now coming to the third section is a process. So see, you have got your resources, you have got your tools ready available with you. Then mother will tell you the process, that for how many people you actually require to prepare tea, for how much time you have to boil the water or the milk, then for how much quantity you are required to put the tea leaves or the sugar, cardamom, etc. So the process is the most crucial part. So you are done with the tools, equipments, you are done with the resources, you are done with the process. And now the final part is kitchen safety and cleanliness. So mother will always emphasize on making the kitchen clean, and be very careful while operating in the kitchen. Keep the stove or whatever you're using in a very proper distance, and keep yourself safe since you're going for the first time into the kitchen. So why we discuss this story with you? That's the important thing. The thing and the reason behind is that the complete qualification pack is also divided into certain sections where we have got tools and equipments, we have got resources, and we have got process, and we have got safety and cleanliness. Take out any of the qualification pack of all of any of the sectors we council, you'll come across all these four elements there into the qualification pack. That's why it's very important to visualize the nature of qualification pack and the various elements involved in the qualification pack, various national occupational involvement in the qualification pack. Hello, am I going fast? Yeah. Don't worry, this qualification pack, the structure of the qualification pack, or the story behind of developing of the qualification pack is gonna be the next part of our section. So now let's understand the developmental stages of the qualification pack, and this is a very interesting story. I'll take you to this story that there has been a time when the Secretary Council or the government department mentioned that there is unemployment in India. Whereas the industry said that no, there is not unemployment, they are incompetent workforce available in the market. So then Secretary Council thought that it's a brilliant idea. Why not to get someone into the industry? They will understand the requirement to operate that particular or to do that particular task, and they can make down the list of the activities, and training can be provided on those modules itself. Now, considering the same situation, Sector Skill Council nominated certain industry experts. They visited various industries. Now, if I'm telling about the industries, it is automotive, it's beauty, it's telecom, it's ITES, banking, apparel, textile, food. So, various sector skill council, various industries. So, industry experts visited various industries, and they actually went to the ground level, and they understand that what are the competencies, what are the skill sets required to perform that particular task. They make a note of everything, whatever they have observed, they make note of all the things, and then all of together they develop a document, they develop an occupational standard, they develop standards to do that particular occupation, and that occupational standards together created our qualification packs. Now, rewinding our complete story. Sector Skill Council nominated the industry experts, they visited the industries, and they went to the workflow, they understand the requirement, the competency requirement of any job to do. They noted down everything, they prepared documents it, and they framed a structure that is called an occupational standard. Occupational standard to do any occupation, particular standard to do any occupation are called as occupational standards, and all occupational standards together formed as the qualification pack. This is covered here, that the occupational standards, there are multiple occupational standards, they all got into a structure, got into a framework that is called as the qualification pack. And this is a small story of how qualification pack got into existence. Now let's understand the structure of the qualification pack. That's the most important thing. The wireframe, the structure of the qualification pack is that it always starts with the NOS, National Occupational Standard. And if you remember this story, the industry experts noted down the occupational standard, and once it got validated from industry, once it got validated from the government authorities, it got approved and adopted nationally. So it becomes a national occupational standard. Any standard for particular occupational acquired nationally is called as National Occupational Standard. And just after National Occupational Standard, you will see elements. After elements, you will see performance criteria. Performance criteria is a simple criteria to perform any task. For example, let's take a reference from our making tea. So, element can be tools and equipment, and under tools and equipment, the performance criteria will be take a pan, take strainer, and then so on. Coming down, knowledge, understanding, and skill. See, knowledge, understanding, and skill is the elementary part of the skill ecosystem, because the skill ecosystem is always talking about measuring the competency, and competency can only be measured once we measure the knowledge, understanding, and skills through assessment. Knowledge is judged by the theory paper, understanding from viva, and skill competency is always done from the practical activity. And at the last, you'll always see assessment criteria. That assessment criteria actually is a blueprint of for the assessors to, or the assessment agencies to conduct assessment of that particular qualification pack as per the standards. So this is a small structure of the qualification pack. You may refer a book. So qualification pack can be considered as a book, whereas NOS, National Occupational Standard, can be referred as a topic or the chapter name. Then the elements are the topic names, and performance criteria are the actually content of the complete topic. KUS is the further detailing of those topics, and assessment criteria, as you all must be remembering in your academic time, is the quiz time or the examination time or the get the solution done time. So this was a small structure of qualification pack. Hope you have liked our session. If you've got any queries, if you've got any suggestions, if you've got any feedback, feel free to connect with me. Myself, Sumit Giri from Regma Education Private Limited, always there to support you in your developmental stage of skill ecosystem. And yes, indeed, welcoming you all to Skill India ecosystem. Thank you so much.